Early in my adult life, I had an eye-opening lesson in how deeply people can disappoint you, even if they swear that it wasn't their true intention. It's the strangest feeling to love and despise a person at the same time and with the same heart. At some point, we all have to stop externalizing and start owning everything that happens to us, thereby avoiding the ever so tempting blame game. If a bee stings you, it will surely die. It's not only the stinger of the honeybee that stays behind, but also the muscles, nerves, and the entire digestive system, which ultimately makes it impossible for the bee to live. In a similar fashion, the person who hurts you, betrays you, rapes you, bullies you, or crushes your feelings is giving you a sting. Of course, more so, they are ripping out parts of their own soul, which will take years, even lifetimes, to resurrect. If you truly get this, then compassion has a chance to take birth within the scars of your heart. People who hurt people have been hurt by other people. It makes no sense that this should be your problem or concern, yet the message is clear. If you allow yourself to remain the victim of someone who's deeply hurt you, you'll eventually hurt other people too. If you cannot forgive your enemies and wish for them to die, then the table is set for you to victimize others, nurture a blackened heart, or start the most destructive fire, just because you can. Rather, have the foresight to know that the people who are hurting you are slowly killing themselves, unless their lives are touched by love and the pattern gets interrupted. Hurt causes us to downward spiral, whilst love reverses the process. When I was little, I always daydreamed about magical things like making new discoveries and opening interesting doors to other exciting worlds. A song that I especially enjoyed was about rainbows and the treasure chests that can be found at the end of them. I always wondered about this and marveled over the idea that one day I too may stumble across such a treasure. Even today, when I see rainbows, my eye follows the colourful bow to the very end, still awe-inspired by unseen possibilities. The rainbow speaks about hope, and the treasure chest is our ability to gain trust again. If you can reach within your heart and find that place that is capable of forgiveness so that you can trust those who actually deserve it, then you've stumbled across a real treasure. If you can protect your childlike innocence with every fibre in your being, even when the world is showing you ugly things, then you'll be in favour of the gods. A sure way to madden the mind is to become completely distrustful of other people, a recipe that will surely turn you into a person that cannot be trusted either. This is literally how the story goes. A young boy grows up in a household where his mother and father argue all the time. He wishes it wasn't so and makes a promise to himself that his life will be better. One day he meets a smart girl who wants to make him happy, but he cannot allow that because what if she betrays him? He would rather opt for someone that he can dominate, just in case she has plans to do so. One day she leaves him for his best friend and he becomes increasingly angry. His hurt leads him to betray all the women he dates, just so that they can feel what he went through. He tells everyone that he's incapable of commitment, and the women he meets believe him. Why? Because wounded females distrust men just the same. A few rainbows crossed his path, but he was too upset to see the treasures that they held. He decided to never trust women again, and in turn, he became incredibly unreliable. He thought that not trusting other people would keep his heart safe, so he decided to stop looking for people who could be trusted instead. Eventually, he married someone who fell pregnant with his child, which caused him to argue with his wife every single night. This young child wished that her parents would stop arguing and promised herself that her life would be different. Only love and forgiveness can stop this vicious cycle. Trusting other people is imperative if you want to learn how to trust yourself. Without a certain level of trust in yourself, you're not available for participation in deep, meaningful relationships with other people. The first step is to try and detach yourself from your current circumstances and analyze the undercurrents that have led to the choices you've made up until this point in your life. It's highly recommended that you map it out on a piece of paper, perhaps even with the help of someone else. If the details of your life are too intimate and you haven't shared your true experiences with anyone else, consider getting an independent professional who can connect the dots with you and identify the main plots of your story. It's never too late to turn things around. If distrust has been the main theme in your life, and especially if words shoots into your head like a sword when it's dipped with poison, you may have found the treasure chest that you've been waiting for. For once you've identified the pattern, you have a chance to disarm the hold that this feeling has had on your life. Once you've made the decision to invest in your issue with the aim to heal it, you have a real and wonderful chance to rewrite the whole story of your life and literally begin afresh with chapter 1. Think about it. You need one decision to escape the sad story of how it all began and why it ended up the way it did. That decision is that you will trust again, no matter what it takes. Even if people disappoint you, you will still choose trust. You'll make it your mission to show people how trustworthy they are, because you'll ultimately become more reliable too. In the process, you'll open your heart to receive more compassion, and you start to open your eyes to the fact that you simply haven't walked in another person's shoes. As much as you want to judge their actions and do not agree with their choices, you simply did not feel what they felt when they got hurt by someone else. Therefore, you cannot understand the journey that led them to what they became. You only have your experience and your exposure. This means that only you can own your story. Have you been trustworthy all your life? I guess not. So start with yourself. Build yourself into a fantastically reliable human being. Track your promises and have honest conversations with yourself. Ask forgiveness, forgive yourself, and then forgive those who have hurt you. You can be trustworthy again. Therefore, other people must be trustworthy too. Look for the good in yourself and others, but have boundaries around those who never seem to improve. All this will give you a new set of eyes. So next time you see a rainbow appear, you will know that there truly are treasure chests living under our noses. It is called trust, and it's a beautiful thing.